In June 2023, the concept of flying cars got the green light to take off. Yes, finally, a car that has been long wished to take off just like an airplane, something you are used to seeing in a film like Back to the Future or cartoons like The Jetsons. Alef Aeronautics Model A is the initiator to make these flying cars feet on the ground, but in this case, up above the ground. However, the journey from driving on the road to flying around the sky wasn't a cinch. After all, it's not a child's play. Back in the 1910s, when people were just starting to think about driving cars on the road, Henry Ford, the founder of the Ford Motor Company, was thinking much more of a vehicle which could both drive and fly. So he brought the Ford Fiver. Over the years, other inventors tried flat out to bring their dream project into a reality because others had been involved with the retrofit of the existing cars and other transportation, but never thought of turning a car into a flying frivolity. Concepts like the autoplane, aerobile, and avrocar are perfect examples of the race to create the first successful flying car. Even though these early flying cars didn't manage to fly or levitate even an inch above the ground, those sorts of attempts of the scientists really gave a hint that they couldn't be any more excited to get their hands on these cars to bring it to life. Each invention helped inspire and teach the next generation of engineers and designers. Now, in the 21st century, the flying car models are using new technology and better materials, which makes them much more practical than earlier versions. And the Model A's recent certification means that it has passed important safety tests and is ready to be used. Where just a few years ago, mankind didn't even believe in the potential of a flying car, now they wouldn't be surprised to see them flying over the road. This isn't just a random takeoff. It's a vision of great minds, an invention that's going to change the future of how we travel. In modern times, we've already seen the introduction of flying cars, like the flying taxis in Dubai. These airborne vehicles help abate the usual traffic jams and offer a smoothness and never-seen-before travel experience. The idea of flying cars didn't just appear a few years ago. It actually has a surprisingly long history. The journey began in the 1910s, when Henry Ford dreamed of taking transportation to the skies. He built the Flivver, a small single-seat airplane. However, the project didn't last long after a crash. Then, around 7 years later, a significant development came when Glenn Curtiss, an aircraft manufacturer, introduced the Curtiss autoplane. That vehicle had 40-foot wings and 3 wheels. Though it managed to hop a little during trials, it never flew as planned. After that, the flying car dream was paused for a while. But in 1937, an American inventor, Waldo Waterman, created a hybrid vehicle with a propeller at the back. He named it the Aerobile. That vehicle was powered by a 100-horsepower Studebaker engine. It also had detachable wings for extra storage. Unfortunately, the project didn't move forward due to lack of funding, so the project halted sine die. In the 1940s, Robert Fulton introduced a vehicle that could transform from a plane into a car in just a few minutes. The amphibian. It flew at about 193 kilometers per hour and drove at about 80 kilometers per hour. This project was also reprieved because of financial hurdles. Another notable model from the 1940s was the Convair car by Consolidated Vultee Aircraft. It was a 2-door sedan with a detachable airplane unit. This vehicle also led to the cancellation of production plans because it crashed on its 3rd flight. Then, in the 1950s, John Frost, a British aircraft designer, developed a vehicle for military use, the Avrocar. It was shaped like a flying saucer and designed to be a supersonic fighter bomber with vertical takeoff. Though the government had shown enough interest in the project, some technical issues paused its development. Inspired by the Avrocar, Malt Taylor, an American aeronautical engineer, came up with a similar project named Aerocar. This model could drive, fly, and drive again without stopping. It had a fiberglass shell and a 10-foot drive shaft that connected the engine to a pusher propeller. That vehicle could cruise at 120 kilometers per hour. Although it gained much popularity, the 1970 oil crisis reprieved all the plans to get the project on the ground in terms of marketing and promotion. Moving forth to the 20th century, one Canadian inventor, Marcus Lang, made a breakthrough in 2011. He built a device called Blackfly in his basement, which looked like a UFO. During a demonstration, he flew it for about 20 seconds. This was one of the first manned flights of an electric vertical takeoff and landing vehicle. His work caught the attention of Larry Page, the former CEO of Google. Lang wanted to create an aircraft that didn't require a pilot's license and could take off and land anywhere without requiring any designated runway, unlike proper aeroplanes. He based his design on past attempts, but made it lighter and simpler. The Blackfly shows how the simple ideas of flying cars have become advanced modern technology, and today, over 400 startups and companies are working on building functional flying vehicles for the advanced air mobility industry. All of these inventions are based on the first models. One of such companies is Alef Aeronautics, a startup based in California that has made remarkable progress in realizing the dream of flying cars with its innovative Model A. Last year, the company received a special sought-after airworthiness certification for its flying car from the US Federal Aviation. It happened only because of the Model A. Unlike many other flying car concepts, this vehicle stands out in every aspect. It actually looks like a regular car and designed to fit in a garage. Well, the company was founded by Duchovny, along with Konstantin Kisley, Pavel Markin, and Oleg Petrov. They began designing the Model A in 2015. The major challenge was creating a vehicle that could fly for more than 10 or 15 minutes. The solution they developed was to use the car's sides as wings. It will effectively turn it into a biplane, and after takeoff, the body will rotate 90 degrees to transit from vertical to forward flight. The CEO of Alef Aeronautics, Jim Duchovny, showed off what the company calls world's first real flying car at the 2023 North American International Auto Show, the Model A. There was a large crowd, and everyone was flabbergasted by its unique design. The vehicle has a sleek, UFO-like shape with a bubble-like compartment for 2 passengers. The prototype was just displayed at the event, but it did not drive, fly, or open to show the passenger cabin. Jim Duchovny mentioned that this prototype is not the final version for consumers, but it is getting close to what the final model will be like. The vehicle was like something came from a sci-fi movie scene, a mix between a car and an airplane. Its design is meant to make it easy to switch from driving on the road to flying in the sky. Even though the prototype didn't show much of its features and potential, it still created a lot of excitement and anticipation for the future of flying cars among enthusiasts. Alef Aeronautics is working hard to refine the Model A. Especially, they are working on all the safety and performance standards. According to the CEO, the Model A is expected to be ready for delivery to customers by 2026. The engineering team is constantly improving its quality to make it drivable on public roads, and also on its vertical takeoff and landing system. The vehicle's blue underbody contains 4 tyres, each with its own motor for driving. There's a lightweight carbon fibre mesh that covers its 8 propellers. Each of them runs on an independent software-controlled electric propulsion system, ensuring redundancy and control. This design also allows for necessary airflow while maintaining safety. Well, this isn't a very big or bulky car. The vehicle measures approximately 17 feet long, 7 feet wide, and 6 feet high. We can say it's almost similar to an SUV. Alef has designed the car to fit in standard parking spaces and garages. The Model A can drive 200 miles on the road and fly 110 miles in the air. Its gull-wing doors and curved body give it a stylish Batman appearance. The vision behind Model A wasn't anything beyond human thought or something. One person, Jim Duchovny, the co-founder and CEO of Alef Aeronautics, believes that creating a flying car that looks and feels like a car is crucial. He said, "We started calling everything a flying car, and that was wrong. So, he brought something that people can actually relate with a flying car. The Model A is just a simple, 2-seater, all-electric vehicle that one can easily drive and fly. The car is made to be easy for the general public to operate. Duchovny claims, "I can teach you how to fly and drive this in about 15 minutes or less. The controls are simple. It comes with some very basic directions like right, left, up, down, front, and back." However, the regulations for operating flying cars are still in the works. NASA is devising a long-term strategy for a sky highway to accommodate flying cars, eVTOL taxis, and drone delivery services. Regarding the market and production plans for the Model A, Alef has set a price tag of $300,000 for this flying marvel. Initially, the price seems quite exorbitant, but why not? After all, we are talking about a long-desired vehicle that can fly, and according to the owner, any new product at the time of its launching for the first time always cost an arm and a leg, but gradually it will get favourable to its users. Alef is focusing on early adopters as their main customers, especially those in Silicon Valley and areas with relaxed flight regulations. Currently, each vehicle is meticulously crafted by hand in Alef's California warehouse. However, Duchovny envisions scaling up to mass production, potentially reducing the price to match that of a compact car. If everything goes smoothly, Alef plans to start production by the end of 2025. Alef currently has 18 investors and holds 2 patents for its flight technology. The company is also working on thinner, lighter tyres, a hydrogen-powered version to double the range, and a pressurized cabin to allow the Model A to fly higher than a few hundred feet. Originally, Duchovny saw the flying car as a solution to avoid time wasted in traffic. However, he observes that new applications for it are constantly emerging. As Alef fine-tunes its design and navigates the regulatory hurdles, the vision of flying cars is becoming increasingly attainable.
If you ever thought flying cars were something you'd see in the movies or just on the Jetsons, think again. Apparently it's here. A Los Altos startup is working on taking your commute to the skies.
So ASKA is a Silicon Valley-based company that has introduced an exceptional-looking flying car in early 2023, the ASKA A5. In August 2023, Flying Car achieved a significant milestone by successfully performing its first flight from a Californian airfield using hover thrust. Maciej Kapliński, co-founder and chief operating officer of ASKA, also highlighted the significance of the first liftoff.
ASKA is a new door-to-door mobility that can give people the freedom to travel on the road or in the air and commute to the city very easily. And this can redefine suburbs and outlying countryside areas. And the transition of the wealth into, more balanced areas can happen.
So check this out. The ASKA is the size of a large SUV and will fit in a driveway and is also equipped with a retractable wing that spans 50 feet. It'll hold up to 4 passengers. NFT Inc. is targeting a 2026 release date for the first edition. And if you do get one, you'll need more than just a driver's license.
For the first founder, the first limited edition that you're gonna also to fly it. And part of when you buy our vehicle, you also, we will arrange the training for you.
The company was founded in 2018 and already received a certificate of authorization and special airworthiness certification from the FAA in June 2023. The certification allowed them to commence flight testing of the A5. ASKA has already conducted over 300 miles of road testing with this vehicle. Guy Kapliński, the CEO and co-founder of ASKA, also called it a huge step forward for both the aviation and car industries. The team has successfully completed the first series of hoverflight tests and driving tests, which have made the company a leader in electric flying cars with the ability to take off and land vertically. The A5 is designed to take off and land vertically from a helipad or vertiport. The A5 is about the size of an SUV. It is marketed as a drive and fly eVTOL vehicle. This hybrid electric vehicle can carry 4 passengers and is powered by both batteries and gasoline. It features 6 motors for flight, has a range of 250 miles, and can reach an airspeed of up to 150 miles per hour. On its first test flight, the A5 successfully lifted off and maintained hover status. ASKA is still working closely with the FAA to ensure continued progress with their flight testing. This will optimize hovering and VTOL capabilities and eventually transition into cruise and STOL phases. The A5 has a sci-fi look that brings the future to life. This vehicle combines the features of a drone and a helicopter with the practicality of a car. At Monterey Car Week, the A5 turned a lot of heads when Guy Kaplinski took it for a spin on public roads. Right now, it's limited to 35 miles per hour and can't hit the highways in the US. Its unique look and cool tech really make it stand out. Since the DMV doesn't have a category for flying cars yet, it's registered as a motorcycle. ASKA is hoping to get the A5 ready for service by 2026, just waiting on those regulatory approvals. Apart from Alef Aeronautics, another company that came up with the same vision and proved its true potential, the personal air and land vehicle. The company was founded in 2008. From its inception, PAL-V was driven by a mission to innovate, evolve, and improve the world around us. Their goal was to create a wholly different mode of personal transportation. Initially, the idea sparked in 1999 when co-founder John Backer started flying. He became frustrated because the aircraft had to take off from remote locations and land far from desired destinations. To solve this problem, Backer teamed up with Robert Dingemans and a dedicated team, and in 2008, they began designing a vehicle that could both drive on roads and fly. This attempt led to the creation of PAL-V International BV, but the dream started to take shape 4 years later, when PAL-V achieved the first successful flight of their prototype, the PAL-V1. This milestone was a result of the company's dedication and ingenuity. The public launch of the PAL-V Liberty in 2017 at the Geneva International Motor Show brought this vision to the world. People have been dreaming about flying cars for 100 years. Henry Ford was one of those people. All of those brilliant visionaries have been trying to create a vehicle of the future. It looks fantastic on paper, but there's not much you can do with it in real life. That's why PAL-V, which is compatible with existing infrastructure, focuses on the possibilities within legislation and regulations. As it can use normal roads and small airports, it really is the flying car of today. Based in Ramstver, the Netherlands, PAL-V is set to make history with the world's first commercial flying car. Led by Robert Dingemans, PAL-V aims to combine the functionalities of a car and an aircraft. According to Robert Dingemans, always when you start to do real new things, most people will say, "Wow, that's impossible," and that motivates me. Learning to operate the PAL-V is as straightforward as learning to drive a car. With dual functionality allowing travel flexibility, switching between drive and flight modes takes just a few minutes by extending the rotor blades and deploying the tail. With the PAL-V Liberty almost ready for the market, Dingemans is excited about the day he can hand over the keys to the first customers. The PAL-V Liberty is set to change personal transportation by effortlessly merging driving and flying into one groundbreaking experience. By 2020, PAL-V ensured its vehicles met all the safety regulations for street use. Anticipation grew as the company announced the PAL-V Liberty would start deliveries in 2025. The Liberty has 2 engines, one for driving and one for flying. Thanks to new materials, it's strong yet light. It uses gyroplane tech with a rotor that spins freely to lift it forward, making it easier and safer than a helicopter. This means it switches between driving and flying smoothly. As PAL-V's flagship model, the Liberty meets around 312,000 specification points to ensure it performs well both on the road and in the air. The Liberty is made to fit right into current infrastructure. It drives on regular roads and can take off from small airports. It runs on Euro 95 gasoline and can fly to cities like London, Paris, or Frankfurt at speeds up to 180 kilometers per hour. This vehicle will give people incredible freedom and flexibility. The PAL-V measures 6.5 feet wide and 13 feet in length when you're driving it, but the size will increase to 20 feet when in flight mode. Surprisingly, the real breakthrough of the PAL-V isn't its flying capabilities, but the way it drives. While most people focus on its flight, which uses 90-year-old gyroplane technology, the real innovation is in how it drives. It functions as a tilting three-wheel vehicle, a completely new approach that seamlessly combines driving and flying into one experience. PAL-V is really excited about the future. They're always thinking of new ideas and ways to innovate. They want to create different fly-drive and urban air mobility products so flying around becomes easier for everyone. PAL-V's really focused on giving people the freedom to go wherever they want, whenever they want. They're leading the way in personal air and land travel, which is pretty cool. In the modern world, there's been an ongoing race to turn the dream of flying cars into reality, and Xpeng Aeroht is another name who's pushing the boundaries of innovation with their electric flying car, the Xpeng X2. Xpeng Aeroht is a part of Xpeng company. They combine the intelligence of modern cars with modern aviation technology to create the safest electric flying cars for personal use. The parent company of Xpeng Aeroht is a leading technology firm that specializes in intelligent mobility solutions. They focus on designing, developing, manufacturing, and marketing electric vehicles, electric vertical takeoff and landing aircraft, and robotics. Almost 40% of their team focuses on research and development, showing their strong commitment to innovation. Operating globally, Xpeng has offices in China, the United States, and Europe, with manufacturing facilities located in Zhaoqing, China. Now, Xpeng Aeroht is counted as one of the leading flying car companies in Asia. Brian Gu, the vice chairman and president of Xpeng, showcased their latest flying car Xpeng X2 in an event at Dubai. Dubai is good at coming up with new stuff. That's why he chose it. The Dubai International Chamber of Commerce approved the event. Hassan Al-Hashemi, the acting president and CEO of the chamber, praised the flying car as a transformative advancement for future mobility. Xpeng Aeroht was founded in 2013. The company has quickly become a key player in the industry. Not just that, it has already completed 15,000 safe manned flights and has also won many design awards, like the Red Dot Award, IF Award, and IDEA Design Award. In 2021, Xpeng Aeroht secured over $500 million in funding, with significant backing from major investors such as IDG Capital and Sequoia China. This investment shows confidence in the company's vision and capabilities. The Xpeng X2, Xpeng Aeroht's latest flying car, has this really cool teardrop shape and a snug cockpit, all made from super light carbon fiber. It doesn't produce any carbon emissions when it flies, so it's great for the environment. It's perfect for quick trips around the city, like sightseeing or even medical emergencies. The X2 offers two driving modes, manual and autonomous. In autonomous mode, passengers can enjoy a safe and smart flying experience with just the push of a button for takeoff, return, and landing. Recently, it passed a safety assessment in Dubai and had a successful and smooth first public flight. In August 2023, the Xpeng X2 completed a historic 1.5-kilometer flight across the Xiang River in Changsha, China. This flight took only 4 minutes but marked a significant milestone. The X2 underwent nearly 4,000 test flights in various environments, and it proved the potential of its functionality and safety. This vehicle has an octocopter design, which means it has 8 propellers for extra thrust and safety. If one motor fails, it can still continue flying, and it even has a built-in parachute for emergencies. The X2 is 5,772 millimeters long, 5,124 millimeters wide, and 1,362 millimeters high. The car is made mostly from carbon fiber, which makes it lightweight but surprisingly strong, and it weighs 680 kilograms with a load capacity of around 160 kilograms. That's enough for 2 mid-size regular passengers. The The current prototype of the Xpeng X2 can fly for about 35 minutes on a 3-hour charge. It has already gained international attention after making its debut in Dubai in October 2022. This global recognition also points to the growing interest in flying car technology. Xpeng Aeroht is set to announce updates on their 6th-generation flying car at the 1024 Xpeng Tech Day. This next-generation model will be able to drive on roads and fly, which will represent a shift from 2-dimensional to 3-dimensional mobility. As flying cars like the X2 continue to progress, they have the potential to completely transform transportation. In the future, Xpeng Aeroht aims to provide solutions for 3D transportation even more efficiently and excitingly. However, like all new technologies, flying cars come with their own set of challenges and drawbacks. Though they are not involved with our transportation system too soon, there are some challenges that need to be addressed before they can become a mainstream mode of travel. One major concern is the potential environmental impact. While flying cars may offer faster commutes and reduce road congestion, they could also lead to increased emissions, especially during takeoff and climb phases. Research suggests that for short trips, driving a car may actually be more energy efficient and produce fewer emissions than flying cars. Additionally, flying cars have limited passenger capacity compared to other forms of public transport like buses or trains. This raises questions about their efficiency, especially in urban areas where mass transit systems could be more practical and sustainable. Cost is another barrier to widespread adoption. Flying cars are expected to be expensive. They will need trained pilots and operate as a luxury mode of transportation similar to private jets. While costs may decrease as the technology matures and scales up, affordability remains a concern for ensuring widespread accessibility. Building specific infrastructure is another challenge that comes with flying cars. They will need designated takeoff and landing areas, as well as charging stations and air traffic control systems. Building and maintaining this infrastructure will require significant investment and coordination. Maintaining proper safety is very important for flying cars, which must adhere to strict regulations and safety standards. However, the regulatory framework for flying cars is still developing. Noise pollution is another concern, particularly during takeoff and landing. Designers need to prioritize the development of propulsion systems that are both efficient and quiet to minimize noise pollution. Moreover, achieving public acceptance is vital for the success of flying cars. Overcoming these challenges and ensuring that flying cars are safe, affordable, and environmentally friendly will be key to gaining public trust and approval. Well, the future of flying cars holds great promise for changing how we get around. These vehicles, like the Model A, ASKA A5, PAL-V, could make commuting faster and easier by letting us fly above traffic. Beyond everyday commutes, these cars could be a great aid for emergency services. Since the technology matures and becomes more accessible, flying cars won't be just a concept in the near future. They could become an integral part of our transportation. And if it happens, it will definitely change how we move and how we live.